might be a plane or maybe even a helicopter, but one man says he believes he saw a UFO in our Florida skies. NBC2's Gage Golding is showing you the extraordinary sight that was all caught on camera.
They were kind of glowing and flickering a little bit.
It was Wednesday evening when Matt Krause and his wife looked up, but they didn't see the moon. Instead, they saw a single bright light. Then,
new lights appeared near it, and they got really, really bright at that point. And there were about 4 of them, and they kind of moved in different directions.
He snapped these pictures, saying whatever these are didn't make any sound and seemed to be hovering in place.
What I can't explain, though, is why they were so bright, why they were stationary one of them was stationary for 15 minutes.
So I asked RSW if anything abnormal was going on. They deferred us to the FAA. The FAA says we'd have to ask the military. Naples Airport Authority, however, says there wasn't anything out of the ordinary on radar that night, but noted it could be Chinese lanterns, which are illegal in city limits. Matt doesn't think so.
The random movement is kind of what convinced me that they weren't something like Chinese lanterns that were being blown by the wind.
Could it really be something from outer space? One aviation expert says only 1% of sightings go unexplained, but he couldn't rule out the fact that what Matt saw could be from out of this world.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. If you haven't seen my most recent video a few days ago, go and check that out. But these mysterious lights just keep on coming. And well, the video you just saw pretty much explained it all. A Naples man captured these very mysterious images in the new year of more of these mystery lights that seem to be appearing all over the world. Some in a straight line, others more in a curved or V shape or a triangle. But, you know, a lot of them have been captured above the ocean that is basically an alien planet. We've only explored 10% of it, and so what makes this such an interesting sighting is that he said these lights stood there in formation, moved around a little bit, and that hung around for 15 minutes or so. These unknown lights, which many of my viewers believe and is a very good possibility, are actually a part of something that is cloaked. Here's the Cincinnati, Ohio footage I featured in my previous videos. One of many sightings of these lights that very well could be hiding some sort of cloaked object that we simply can't see, and the lights are purposely on to be seen, or a glitch in the cloaking system, or the atmosphere of our planet that causes some sort of plasma reaction that creates these glowing orbs. But these things are appearing everywhere. They just appeared again over the ocean, in my last video above planes, and here in Cincinnati, and the news stories just don't end. Texas woman shocked by strange lights in the sky, this time in a triangle or TR-3B, which is a vehicle said to have cloaking capabilities, was captured. And it's amazing footage. I guess it was submitted to MUFON. Texas UFO sighting, couple films as lights form triangle over San Antonio, and just look at these things just sitting there perfectly, silently, eerily. And then we go on to a brand new sighting, also captured in the new year, that was sent to me via email by a viewer who I believe captured this above Norway. And it's a short clip, but at the same time, very eerie, of 2 lone lights slowly moving through these dark, ominous clouds.
Det lager som bokstavelig talt ikke noe lyd.
Okay, so if any of you can translate that, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, short video, but nonetheless, I love the way he's zoomed all the way out, just showing these dark clouds with a little bit of light behind them as the sun is setting. And you just have 2 perfectly spaced apart lights moving with one another, almost as if there was a solid bar attaching the one light to the other. But we just can't see it. It's not as if there's one light blowing and then another light way far behind it moving at a different speed and that's lower in the sky. I mean, these things are same size, same height in the sky, and it's just really eerie how they're moving together in a synchronized fashion. So thanks to the viewer from Norway for sending this ominous footage in. It's just creepy, you know, eerie. So yeah, back to the first story regarding the ocean. These things have been captured over the ocean for years. I've done a ton of videos on it. You can search the term ocean on my channel. These things seem to like water. But not only do they like the ocean, it would appear that they also like the desert just as well. Here in a International Business Times article, we have another set of what the article called a triangular UFO with well-cut edges spotted in Saudi Arabia, where these workers, these corporate workers, were out there doing their work, and they spot what they felt was a solid but cloaked object, and obviously only identifiable by these 3 locked-in-place glowing lights.
Outside, go.
So these things appear over the ocean, they appear over the desert, but it's not just locations that these unknown objects seem to appear, but it can also be a matter of things like rain and certain weather where we will start seeing these things more and more specifically. One of those being in lightning storms. And so here from another article from the same International Business Times, they actually pick up a video of mine where I showed footage at the time in 2018 of this ominous looking black triangle or V-shaped structure becoming uncloaked or visible once the lightning struck. And I love how they put popular UFO researcher Tyler Glockner, who runs the YouTube channel Secureteam, has recently uploaded, blah, 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 just for the hell of it, because it is such an awesome piece of footage, and many of you guys may not remember it. Some of you may have seen me show just the still image from the footage, but I want to play you the footage because it's just so cool, and if you're new to the channel, obviously you've probably never seen it before, so let's go ahead and show a small portion of this video of mine that they featured back in 2018 and see the actual footage. Lightning storms. And so in this new video, it looks like we just have a guy, just trying to capture this beautiful lightning coming down, where at one point it appears as if there is some sort of triangular shaped object that for a brief moment becomes illuminated or uncovered or decloaked, whatever you want to call it, by this lightning. So check it out. Okay, so pretty short clip. I edited right to the area where the object appears. Real cool footage posted by the YouTube channel Alan Diablo. And so here is a more slowed down version. We'll play with some different filters here, different colors, just to give us the best look. And from what I can gather about this is that without a doubt, it appears that this is some sort of strange object, or maybe it's just a cloud shaped like a TR-3B or a black manta, one of these black triangular crafts that the government says didn't exist, despite the fact we've seen these things flying around for years now, since the late 1980s, early 90s. And as I was looking at this, and from some of the other people that I've shown this to, it almost appears as if whatever this object is, it may actually be hiding within a cloud. Either that, or there's just some sort of strange mist surrounding the object that may be caused due to atmospheric conditions as it's sitting up there in the storm. But, when this thing really lights up, you can see it. It's black, it looks rigid, it looks like your typical triangular or more V-shaped object that we've seen many times before, just sort of silently sitting in the sky. Okay, so yeah, that was a really fun video, and just a small portion of that video, where I then went on to talk about more TR-3B sightings, which you're seeing here. This is from that video, and so if you want to go back and check that video out and watch the entire thing, the title of the video is "He Caught It Silently Hiding in the Storm." And so really interesting video, but Now back to current news. I was checking UFO Reddit today, see if there's anything major to talk about, but nothing much yet. The year's just started. Do not worry, guys. But I did come across a post that definitely piqued my interest. Now, this was actually from 2020, but still, I'd never seen it before, and so obviously you wouldn't have seen it because I didn't post on it, but Puerto Rico, October 17th, 2020, 9 p.m., there are 3 images of what they called a lozenge-shaped, very brightly illuminated object beaming down white light. Witness statement in the comments. So here are these images of what definitely looks like a saucer typed object. Who knows? It could be cigar shaped. It could be a TR-3B, a triangle, only we're seeing it from the side. The people knew that it didn't belong. It wasn't some sort of giant light pole or anything like that, and it definitely looks like it's beaming down to snatch a cow or two straight up out of the mountains of Puerto Rico and beam it right on up. And we're cycling through the photos, the first, the second, and the third, which is the closest here. And yeah, it looks like it's beaming down. Here is a black and white contrast enhanced version just to give you a better shape of the object. There's not much detail. It's so bright, but it looks like something beaming down a light because the light is very strong at the very bottom of the object. And as it gets closer to the mountain hill or hillside here, it begins to dissipate just like a spotlight shining down wood. I definitely think this is an interesting catch. And Puerto Rico, man, I'm telling you, I think they're doing some serious stuff over there. Forget Area 51. Area 51 is a tourist site. There are no aliens there. There are no hangars with UFOs in them. They stopped using Area 51 for anything the moment that people started looking into it, and are probably likely using other bases like Wright-Patterson here in Ohio, where it's alleged they took the wreckage from the Roswell crash, and likely other, clandestine, unknown bases, probably underground, that we don't know about. So they want us to keep looking around Area 51 because, that's how the government works. They make you look one way while they are doing something in the opposite direction. So back to this, we're in Puerto Rico, and I think Puerto Rico is a hot spot for either alien visitations or the testing of alien tech. And someone very wisely pointed out in another comment that Puerto Rico is indeed where, he says, the weird deep trench is, and where we saw those UFOs dive underwater. Now, what is he talking about? Well, he's talking about, in my opinion, one of the single best UFO sightings ever captured, and it was captured by the American government on their infrared thermal cameras, where, as you're seeing in that footage, they tracked this black object as it moved from land, and then over the ocean shore, you're seeing the waves below, where it then dives down into the water at high speed, and you can actually see it still halfway underwater and all the way underwater. It never stops or slows down once. The water causes it no resistance whatsoever. In fact, once it's underwater, you can see the dissipation, and it seems to speed up, where it then comes out of the ocean, then breaks into 2 separate UFOs that eventually disappear under the ocean waves and vanish from view. Amazing footage. So Puerto Rico, I don't know what's going on there, but I think it may be where one of these secret bases are, where things are being tested, and where it would be one of the last places that we would look for a sort of Area 51 type base. So again, forget Area 51 and all of the nonsense that I've been seeing about it as of late by other YouTubers, and they wouldn't allow Google Earth to show you anything pertaining to aliens or storing UFOs or anything. That would definitely be airbrushed over in Google Earth and all satellite imagery. So cool images from Puerto Rico. And lastly today, another cool start to the new year. The mystery booms have returned. Well, they never really stopped, but I haven't reported on them in a couple of weeks. I know you guys used to love them, but yeah, right before the new year, there was a massive boom that people were talking about, tweeting about. Here is just one. What was that boom just now in San Diego? I heard that too. Same here, heard in Bankers Hill. And people described it as, it wasn't a sonic boom. They know what sonic booms of planes flying by sound like. It wasn't that. And again, like so many other of these mystery boom videos I've posted on the channel, it will shake houses, break windows. Many of them feel like they're coming from above, like there's some massive object passing over the neighborhood that you can't see it, but the thing will rattle your entire house and put giant cracks in the concrete down your street. And sometimes it's underground, where just like before, they'll describe it as something that feels like it's massive moving under, not like an earthquake, but something moving underground, something big. Another news story here, mysterious house rattling boom baffles residents. The local news have been on this phenomenon for years.
A mysterious boom that still has everyone talking around town. From the South Bay to the East County to the North County, San Diegans reported hearing a loud boom last night. And today, Fox 5 went digging for answers. Fox 5's Jamie Chin.
Of an explosion or maybe just some sort of loud noise that are waking people up in the middle of the night and nobody can figure out what it is.
And Wheat Ridge police say their own officers have heard it too, and they're now asking.
We begin tonight with breaking news that has quite literally rattled some San Diegans. A mysterious boom was felt and heard across the county. People reported feeling it from the coast at Point Loma to East County and La Mesa.
And so, yeah, anyone around San Diego, or anywhere for that matter, wherever you are in the world tuning in today, if you've heard something similar, put it down in the comments. If you have footage, shoot me an email. My contact info is down below in the video description. And with that, guys, I am going to get back to work here, jump off here, see what I can find for you. If I go a couple of days without posting, trust me, it's because there's nothing worth posting on. So if it's not on Secureteam, then trust me, it's likely a waste of time and speculation. And I want to make sure you guys get quality over quantity like some of these other channels out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't see my last one, check that out. Support the channel by grabbing some insomnia gear over at secureteamtees.com. And my thanks for you guys watching today. So stay tuned, stay safe, and bring on the new year strangeness.